I have been on a couple dates with people from your event.
Okay, we want to talk about it.
Well, what do you want to know?
All right, we are in Cathedrale, New York today. One of the most beautiful restaurants in New York City and one of my favorite places for happy hour. We've done some Drinks First events here before and we will be interviewing our guest here today. Welcome back to Drinks First. Today we're at one of the most stunning restaurants in New York City. It's called Cathedrale. Surprisingly, also has one of the best happy hours. And so we've done an event here before. $12 martinis, $5 bites. So definitely come and check it out. We are here today with a guest that I met through our Drinks First events.
Yes.
And can you tell me where you're from, where you live now, and how old you are?
Okay. I grew up in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to New York for school almost 10 years ago, so I'm almost a local, officially.
I know, people are like 10 years in New York and you can say you're a New Yorker, and I'm like,
I'm
I don't know
almost there.
about that.
I'm almost there, okay? I'm almost there.
I respect it, but I'm like,
But
you're a
it's-
New Yorker if you
No, I know.
are raised
But
in
it's
New
a
York.
debate because some people are like, well, I don't count school. I go, well, I do. I was living here.
I would count school.
I also count it because I came to New York a lot growing up, so it feels like I've always been here.
Yeah.
You know, just I wasn't implanted here and then, you know. Anyway, I'm 27, which is crazy to say.
I am recently 28, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, jump
know.
scare. Like,
I know, I feel like it was when I was younger, it felt like 27 felt so far.
I know.
And you had this dream of like, this is what I'm gonna have, and da da da. And now
Yeah.
I'm so far away from that, which is fine. I'm okay with it.
It's fine. We got a lot more going on for us.
That's so true.
So you're from LA. Where in New York do you live now?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where in Brooklyn?
East Williamsburg.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brooklyn girl.
I'm such a Brooklyn girl.
You are a Brooklyn girl.
I know, I love it. I don't know if I'll ever leave. Like, I just love Brooklyn so much.
I mean, I could see you in like downtown Manhattan, but
Yeah.
I do feel like you're a Brooklyn
I feel
girl.
like if I'm in Manhattan, it's one of the villages.
Yeah.
So it's like a little taste, and I'm so close to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going past like Union Square. I can't.
Please. Okay, that is not New York mentality.
I know, it's so bad.
Well, okay, tell me, so you went to school here. What did you go to
Yes.
school for? And like, are you working now? If so, what do you do?
So I went to school for interior architecture. I still do that. I used to do hospitality, so like hotel design, restaurants. So I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
I mean, this is
being
a
here.
stunning restaurant.
Yeah, I literally came here because of the interior.
Yeah.
So I had to see it in person, but then of course the food's amazing. But yeah, I still do that, but now I've switched more to residential design and event design.
Nice. Okay, yeah, explain what interior architecture is and like, how did you even get into that?
So I've always been interested in art and design, but I'm also a very logical person. So I felt like design was definitely more my speed. But I've always been interested in fashion design and graphic design and set design. So I don't know, interior and architecture kind of just meshes all those interests together. And it's so interchangeable. Like we do things, like even fashion has architectural elements.
Yeah.
We do graphics, so it just like intertwines, and I love that. I'm someone that needs to do like a million things at once.
Yeah.
So I feel like it satisfies all my little interests. So yeah, I still love it.
I love that you said like I'm more logical. Like you were like, I'm into art and design, but I'm more logical, so design made sense.
I know.
And I wish I knew that because I also like I studied fine arts when I was in college, but I went into design after that. And I think if I knew like the difference between like the left brain, right brain within the creative space, like I would have gravitated to design earlier.
I know some people are always like, do you love to draw? And I go, I do, but I just don't think I have the passion for it like fine artists do.
Yeah.
So it's just not something I do all the time, kind of thing.
But you're a very creative person.
Yeah.
I feel like you're also a very aesthetic person. Like,
thank you.
You
It takes a lot. It's a lot of work.
You're good at like photography and fashion and like all of those things.
Yeah.
Have you like always been an aesthetic-minded person?
I think so. I'm always struggled because sometimes people are like, you don't need an aesthetic, but I feel like having a brand is so important, especially if you do come from a creative background. And I'm proud and I like that. I'm very like methodical with my design. But yeah, it comes through my fashion, my modeling even, Instagram, social media.
Yeah, wait,
know.
you model also.
Yes, I do that. I know. I'm like dabble in a little of everything, but yeah, even modeling has like a form of creativity that I love. Like I love being part of shoots and working with photographers and creative directors. Like I think that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's more than just the fashion and like getting cool pictures. It's like being a part of it.
Yeah, being a part of like a larger creative community.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the production and the things that people don't really know or talk about. Like,
Yeah.
people just see the end result. And I like the nitty gritty like production parts in between.
Got
so.
it. Wait,
Yeah.
okay, so you live in Brooklyn. One
Yes.
question I ask everybody is where do you like to go out? Where do you like to eat? Where do you like to drink? So like give me some spots.
I'm a rave girl, so when
You
I say
are a rave girl.
when I say I go out, it's like I'm over Mirage though. I'm
Mirage
over
is a scary place.
But this is
be
yes,
honest.
it's scary, but it's so funny the reason why I don't like it, nobody talks about. Because of my like interior mind,
Yeah.
I'm so about like the flow of space.
Oh my God, the flow of space
And
is terrible.
I hate the flow.
Yeah.
I hate the crowd control.
Yeah.
There's too many rooms, too much security. Everyone's pretentious. I don't
Too much
like
is
it.
happening.
Too much is happening.
I know, I've never
I get
really been a fan of Mirage.
overwhelmed.
Same.
But I still like a warehouse. So I've
Yeah.
been really into Brooklyn storefront, like in the Navy Yard.
Okay, cool.
And it's just this giant warehouse vibe,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not overwhelming. You still get your
You
music.
have space.
You have space. No
Yeah.
one's pushing you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So if I go out, I feel like it's some DJ.
I know
in one of
you're
those
following the
spaces.
music more than you're
Yes.
following the space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm following the music, but I'm also very like I love a good visual.
Yeah.
I love just when it all comes together. You
Right.
know, like chef's kiss. It's
Okay,
just-
so rave girl
Yes, rave
energy.
girl.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Rave girl, where do you like to eat? Where do you like to go on a
Eat.
date?
Oof. Eating, I feel like, that's just basic of me, but I love birds of a feather. Just
great.
a good comfort food.
Yeah.
But it's also just, it's also close to me, so it's nice
Yeah.
for conveniency. I also just love checking out Greenpoint.
Mm-hmm.
It's also cozy and it's so close to me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hidden gems there.
It's a lot of like good food,
Yeah.
bars. It's
Yeah.
just inaccessible
Yes.
to everyone else,
Yes.
but that's what makes it great there.
Yes.
Where do you like in Greenpoint?
I like Eavesdrop.
Mm-hmm.
I like Twins Lounge, Guilty.
Of course. I've had many a fun night at Twins.
Yeah, Twins is fun.
Yeah, it's like a reliably good time.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah,
And what about like going out for drinks or a date?
drinks or date. I mean, on it. I wouldn't go on a date in Twins Lounge. I like to go close to my place, but still like well known, if that makes sense. I really like Duck Duck. That's like casual, but
Cool.
still
Yeah.
like less pressure.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
more
what I mean?
cash. Yeah.
It's cash, but it's still like a good time.
Yeah.
And if it's like awkward, there's like games.
Yeah.
So it feels, less
There's
pressure.
stuff to do.
There's stuff to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, that
Yeah.
little corner has like a lot going
Yeah.
on. Like you can hop to different places.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are great recs.
Yeah.
Okay, so rave girl, like when did you feel like you were really getting into music like that? Because I feel like you more than a lot of people are like always at concerts, always like I don't know. I feel like you're always out and
I know,
about.
it's too much. Sometimes I'm like, do I go out too much? I need to chill. But I love it and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't know how I got into it. I think just like meeting new people in New York.
Yeah.
And it's just like a commonality and talking about music and and it's nice to like hear other people, where do they go, and traveling for festivals, and it's its own community.
Totally.
Yeah, which I think I'm a part of, but I wouldn't say there's some people that do it all the time.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
really
true.
dedicate, and I'm props to them, but I don't think I could do that with the balance of work and everything. But I do enjoy it from time to time. And it's a cultural thing. Like
Yeah.
You meet different people, it's a different scene, different city.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna
it's
say,
fun.
like, is that how you primarily meet people?
I mean, yes, but I also feel like going to events like yours, I meet people. Like, I just love meeting
I
new
know, and
people.
you have met like quite a few people through my events, I feel like.
Guilty.
No, that's great. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that is the point. You're right. I love it. I think I met like people for friends and just other creatives and like-minded people. It's hard. It's hard meeting people.
Yeah.
So having everyone in the same room.
Well, how did you
makes it
find out
easier.
about Drinks First?
Instagram.
Okay, slide.
Yeah, Instagram. I feel like I'm always searching for like new things.
Yeah.
I get a lot of ads. I follow a lot of like what to do in New York. And then I think I saw an ad for yours. I'm like, wait. I also am very an aesthetic person. When I went to your page, I'm like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
I will say I've never run ads in my life. So people say to me, they're like, oh, I think I've seen like an ad. And I'm like, you didn't, but I love that. Like, I love that.
Maybe someone sent it to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's organic. That means like it was it's shareable enough, or like maybe you saw it on your Explore page, or something like that, which means
it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Like
also during COVID, like I feel like it was so hard to especially meet new people, and we were like right at the prime time of like, you're in your 20s, like meet new people. And it's like, you can't. So it's like there had to be some sort of like organized event out there.
Yeah.
And then, I guess I saw yours and I'm like, well, I'm single.
I know, I'm like,
to meet
what's
new
the first one that you came to?
The dinner.
The dinner was we really meet a lot of great people through the dinners.
The dinner was, I think, my favorite.
Yeah.
Because it just felt very intimate, but still.
Tell me about your dinner experience.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I also loved that you said you can't bring anyone. Because I think it's such an easy, like, cop-out.
Such an easy cop-out.
Like, oh, I want to invite someone.
Yeah.
And I think a friend told me about it, and I was going to invite her because I was like, she's the one that told me about it. But then I was like, oh, I can't invite you, so I'm going to go. But, I think it was so fun. And because I'm late to everything, I got there at the perfect late time. And everyone's already talking. I was like, great, how do I, like, interject myself into these conversations? But no, it was great. It was very fun.
Did you meet anyone at that dinner?
I mean, I met Owen. He was at that dinner.
Oh, wait, that was the dinner?
Yeah.
That was a good dinner.
Yeah.
That was a good group of people.
And I think my other favorite part was that you moved people around.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know, there's some magic that goes behind those dinners.
Yeah.
We make things happen.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
It's a science. And we've since added things since you guys have like done the dinner experience. So I think it improves every single time, honestly. No, I love that. I feel like, so we've had other people on the podcast who come to dinners that I've met through dinners.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite kind of event because I actually get to talk to people. I actually like get to meet you guys and like talk to you and connect with people. And like, I don't get to do that at most of my events because I'm running around organizing it.
Yeah.
But when it's that small, like I can still be running around and still talk to people.
Yeah, that's very
nice.
Which I feel like how we connected because I got to meet you officially and
exactly.
I was like, oh, she's cool. Like we'll be friends. It's fine. If anything out of this, we'll be friends.
Yeah. People have met, like they're really good friends through the dinners, but they've also met other people.
Yeah. I have been on a couple dates with people from your event.
Okay, you want to talk about it?
Well, what do you want to know?
Actually, was it you who came to the event and you were like, oh, I've matched with this person before? No, that might have been someone else.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's me.
Whoops.
I don't think so.
That might have been you, honestly. There was maybe somebody. There might have been somebody at that dinner who was like, oh, we've matched before.
I mean, I did meet before.
We'll bleep out names.
That's another time. But
you had met him before the dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
And then at your very first dinner, he walks in and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what are the chances? Like, I'm here to meet new people.
And then here's this guy.
Yeah, here's this guy. I mean, we're friendly now, but we like hit it off at a concert, ironically. And we vibed, but
fizzled out.
It fizzled out.
Didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
That's fine. And then since then, I feel like we've done follow-up dinners and other parties and stuff, and
brunches.
You've met,
Yes, I've met other people. I think it's a great way. I feel like that's maybe one of my skills. Like, I'm more confident meeting new people in person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so over the app.
Totally.
So I try to push myself even more.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like I have nothing to lose.
Yeah. I feel like you're
So-
really bold, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that about myself, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, am I a little too much? Like,
what's your approach?
I think as long as I feel like we can vibe as friends,
Yeah.
then everything else comes more naturally.
Yeah.
It's not as forced. And I think maybe that's why I don't like the apps, because it feels forced.
Totally.
And then just commonalities. Like, I don't know. I feel like you have, at least for me, since art takes up so much of my life, like if you're not even interested in like art and music, it's like really hard for me to vibe.
Yeah, like connect with someone.
Yeah, connect with someone.
Totally.
And they don't necessarily have to be in that industry, but at least be interested
Yeah.
in my world and like talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, okay, for those who are listening, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
like women who are listening, you have the confidence oftentimes to like make the first move.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you go about that? Like, what
That's a good
advice would you
question.
give?
I mean, I think it's like admirable. Like, why does it always have to be the guy? Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like if I want to talk to someone, I'm going to talk to them. And it doesn't even have to be a guy that I want to date. It could be even girls. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just be like, oh, I like your outfit or whatever. And that just kind of starts a conversation. I know this is so like a basic question, but it really starts a conversation. I always ask like, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Because sometimes if it's the same city, then you have something in common. And if it's not the same city, it's like, what made you move to New York?
Totally.
And then it just snowballs from there. So I don't know, maybe finding like a good question that
Yeah.
works
Yeah.
helps. Like,
100%.
I guess that's my only advice.
It is
like,
as simple as that, honestly.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I don't know, a little bit of DMs here and there.
Oh yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I mean, even if I'm left on red, I'm like, I tried. Like, whatever.
Yeah, like shoot your shot. Who
Yeah,
cares? We're all dying
exactly.
anyway.
We're all gonna die aloud.
Well, you've met a lot of people in person then.
Yes,
Are you
yes.
on the apps at all, or?
I am, but I feel like it's just to have it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even go on it.
Not even actively
Yeah.
using it.
Or I'll go on it and then this happens, it comes in waves. Like I'll go on it, I get overwhelmed. It's like overwhelmed of like, I don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
then I get off. And then that kind of pushes me more to like, okay, next time I go out, like.
I know, it's like motivation.
Yes, it's motivation,
like
but
Pavlovian, like.
for a little bit, I kind of made a rule to myself when I went out. It didn't have to be for dating. I mean, obviously it'd be nice, but I was just like, meet one person.
Yeah.
Just meet one person, like one new person.
Yeah.
And that was fun. Sometimes we would get drinks after, or it doesn't happen, or, and I really liked that I did that.
You like just reminded me, there was a
Yeah.
point, I think it was like during feral summer or whatever, so like a few years ago, but I was like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna give my number
Yes.
to at least one person, whether it's a
Yes.
girl or a guy, like
yeah.
whoever I'm interested in like getting
Yeah.
to know, like even as a friend, like I'm gonna give my number
Yeah.
out to someone.
I love
And then
that.
it's like up to them to decide if they want to like connect or not.
100%.
I should start doing that again.
You should.
But it's good motivation. It's like a
It's
good
such
rule of
good
thumb to be like,
motivation.
I'm gonna meet one new person, or I'm gonna give my number out to one new person, and
Yes.
that you have no idea
And
where
you
that's
never
gonna,
know.
Yeah.
It could like connect you to work. It doesn't
Totally.
have to necessarily be dating. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great, but like there's so many other
Yeah, and it's
avenues.
like I feel like some people now are like, okay, if not for me, maybe for my friend.
Yes.
And that's
yeah.
like also a good way to connect
Yeah.
with people. Everybody's over the apps, obviously. Like that's
I
a tired
know.
conversation. Like we
know.
all know that. So it's very much like, okay, in person, like how do you operate? And
Yeah.
I feel like you're good at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you been in a long-term relationship?
I have, but I was like 18, 19.
Okay.
So I almost like don't even, I shouldn't say that.
Don't
I
count it.
but I just feel like I'm such a new and improved person.
Right.
That I'd hoped that I'm like grown so much from that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I feel like I learned so much from even the situationships I learned from.
I know.
like,
Tell me about some of the situationships then.
that's like a deep breath. I'm like,
Take a sip of
what?
water.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I don't even know where to start with that. Like,
Is there anybody that you've seen like recently that's been in a situationship?
I mean, I've had good and bad situationships.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I don't know, it's back to what I've said, like our age, it's just so hard to like commit. And I feel like it's, I know I'm like commit, but it's even on like girl sides too. Like, so I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, I love being single. And then other times I'm like, oh, it would be nice to like have a best friend, like go through life with. But I think it's, I get it. It's, we all live in New York.
Do you like consider yourself a monogamous person?
Honestly, okay, that's been a recent discovery.
Okay.
I thought for the longest time, I was like, yes, like, this is my path. I'm, date one person, get married, have kids. And now I feel like I'm still figuring it out, but I'm so far from that. Like, I don't necessarily want to get married, at least not right now. I think I know I want it in the future, but not anytime soon. Even kids, I'm just like, I know that's like a deep conversation, but even kids, I'm just like, I don't know if that's for me.
I honestly, surprisingly think a lot more of my female friends are feeling that way.
Yeah.
And like, why do you feel like you feel that way?
Well, I feel like girls and women, it's just so easy to blame it on the biological clock. And so I was adopted, and I feel like I'm not as pressured to be like, oh, I have to have a kid of my own, just because if I do have a kid, I'd love to adopt.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel the pressure. Like, my mom got me when she was like in her 50s. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm not as much of in a rush.
Yeah.
So
what was that
helps.
like?
Oh, that's a whole, I feel like we need a drink for that. I mean, it's a great story, and I love my story. It's definitely what makes me different. But yeah, I think it's also come with a lot of emotions.
For sure.
It affects like dating as well, like good and bad, of course. But yeah, I don't have any siblings, so it's definitely, I come from a very small, tight-knit family.
Yeah. How old were you when you were adopted?
I was almost 5.
Okay, so you were like slightly older.
I was older, yeah.
Where were you adopted from?
From China.
From China?
Yeah.
Do you remember life in China at all?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think that's what I mean by like the emotional. I just like completely blocked it out.
Yeah.
And, like, I would love to know more, like remember more.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things, like, I do love my life here and now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what was your mom's story and like wanting to adopt?
She's like been a career woman her whole life, which is where I feel like I get my career drivenness from. But then I always say, like, career or dating, like, it's such a hard balance, and I think you can have both.
Totally.
But it's very hard. But yeah, she's been such a career. I mean, her story is great. She grew up and lived in New York as well. So maybe that's probably why I love New York. But yeah, she was just kind of at a point of her life where she didn't have anyone, and there's a lot of chapters that were closing in her life. And yeah, I think it's a great story. But yeah,
so she adopted you like without having a partner or anything like that,
and everything. So
badass.
Yeah, so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I want a kid.
Yeah.
It's that time of my life. Yeah. I think that was like almost 30 years ago. So like, that's so refreshing to hear that somebody was just like, you know what, like, I'm going to have my career. I'm going to live my life. And when I'm ready, I can have a kid.
Which is why I feel like I'm not as pressured. Like, I'd rather figure out myself and my career before even thinking about kids. Like,
yeah, you don't have that same, like, because you grew up differently, you don't have the same ideal like drilled into you that you need to be married by a certain age, you need to have kids by a certain age, or that you need to have it at all.
But it's easy to, like, I mean, society, it's easy to see that and be like, oh, my life should be like that. But I've tried to, not compare myself. And everyone's on their own path.
So now you're kind of just like chilling.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. I mean, I think this is the best time too, because I travel more, and I have a lot of friends that are, engaged or live with their partners, and I'm like, okay, but I kind of like my life.
I like my life. Like,
I like it. Like,
I can travel. I can do what I want when I want. Like yeah.
If a job offer came my way in a different country, like,
you could take it without thinking twice.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. Which is my dream.
Yeah, and that's like a priority.
Yeah,
you want to live somewhere else.
I'd love to live somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know yet. Like I'm
Europe or like Asia.
I feel like Europe.
Europe
Or
South America.
No, okay, this is my thing. It has to be mostly English speaking because I'm not a language person and I cannot learn a new language for the life of me.
Yeah.
Applaud to anyone that can do Duolingo and all that. I can't. I just can't. I think it's a skill and I just don't have that skill. So I feel like for it to feel like
you don't speak like Mandarin or Cantonese or anything,
No, I mean I grew up like knowing it because I was born there, but because I moved here at such a young age,
I'm guessing your mom isn't Chinese.
No,
okay.
No. Yeah.
So
white. White.
You're like, I am white on the inside.
Yeah, I'm a banana.
Oh my God, a banana?
Yeah, that's a real
dead.
term. It's a real term. Also, like ABC is a term.
Yeah.
American-born Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Indian people, it's ABCD, American-born confused they see.
Wait, that's so funny.
Yeah. I'm an
Wow.
ABCD. So.
Is there an ABCDE?
Yeah, like. So how has that like impacted dating? So you're just you're kind of chilling. You're like you don't feel the pressure, which I think is nice.
But I think I've noticed a lot of features of how I am very like my mom, and I think back to what we were saying. Like, yes, she was a badass, living her life, traveling, being career driven, but I think there's so much compromise in life if you do want something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm still learning, like, damn, I want it all. Like, I want it all.
Yeah.
But how do I get it all? So
I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think it is, but I think people can sense that when I'm on dates. And like, I think it's very clear that I know what I want. But at the same time,
what do you want?
I mean, I do want a relationship.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm not going to force it if it's not there.
Yeah.
But I am willing to put in the work and the time to have a relationship. And I think it doesn't have to be so serious of like, oh, well, they want to get married and have kids. I think it's just, I think you learn a lot about yourself in a relationship. You learn how to be with someone and work with someone. And relationships aren't even just in dating. Like, it could be relationships with your family, your roommate, work. Like, I don't know. I'm so about relationships, and I think it's really fascinating, like, how it works.
I feel like you are unique in a way where, like, you don't really have a type.
I know. Oh, my God. Everyone asks me, like, well, I have just 3 different types.
Tell me your types.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I don't want that to be in it. Okay. My types are, like, either just typical white boys.
In there.
Yeah. And still
Understood.
Or like more cultural, but like they have very like facial hair scruff kind of vibes, and then maybe the last one is like they're just like weird looking, but they're really artsy.
I get that.
So it's like sometimes it can even be a mix.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, my types are interesting.
I know. I kind of like. I look at the.
I know. Like, you're like, how can I help you here?
I'm like, the math isn't mathing because I'm not seeing any consistent.
I just don't make sense.
But that's a good thing. That I feel like you're more personality driven there.
Very personality.
Like, like I know that you've had connections with like people at work and people at like, so you've like had different sorts of like relationships in your life and time, and like all those people look insanely different.
It's also just like the vibes. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but if the vibes are not there, I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
And then sometimes that's why I don't like the apps, because it's so about looks, and I'm like, well, yeah,
you're like,
cute,
I don't really know what your
know
personality is.
Exactly. Like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And you could be cute to me, but we have nothing in common.
Yeah.
And I'm bored.
Yeah.
You know, or vice versa. Like, maybe I didn't think you were cute initially, but then we have so much in common. And it just flows. And I'm like, okay, now you're cute all of a sudden.
What has like your experience been like recently? Like in the past 6 months, what has your dating life looked like? Do you believe in a roster?
Oh. Wait, what do you mean? Do I believe in
Like,
it?
do you have one? Is that something that you like? Because some people are like, I need to.
I have had one.
Okay, tell me more.
You gotta feed your needs, you know? Like, you gotta have one person that you like to maybe go out with.
Yeah.
One person that you maybe have an emotional connection with, and then one, you know, just for fun, for funsies.
Wild card.
Yeah, wild card. I think the pattern, I guess, in the past of my dating, like, honestly, I've been meeting people in person. It's unfortunate it doesn't work out, but I'm proud of myself to, like, put myself out there. And I know, people have always told me this. They're like, you never know when you're gonna meet someone, like, da-da-da-da. And I never believed that. Now I'm starting to believe it.
So I had dinner with my friend yesterday, and she, like, we're what, in December or something? Like, her last relationship ended sometime like earlier this year, and I saw her. She was in like a 4-year-long relationship.
Wow.
And she was totally she was a bit distraught. She was like trying to figure her shit out.
Yeah.
Like, literally at the end of July, she lives in LA. She was like sitting at Dante in LA.
Love.
And
I was just there.
and this guy is sitting at the table next to her and like said to her like, "Oh, you have really nice eyes." She was like, "Oh, thank you."
Wow.
And then that was it. She left and she was like, "Wait, no, I should do something about that."
Love that.
She came back and gave him her number.
I love that.
They've now been like dating exclusively for like almost and she's like,
love that.
Everything feels right. She's like, everything feels right and it feels easy.
That's amazing.
And I was like, oh shit, okay.
It does work. Okay, so I have a little story.
Tell me.
But it's still new, so who knows what can happen. But this literally happened like less than a week ago, this past weekend.
Yeah.
I'm on my flight from LA to New York, coming back from Thanksgiving, and a cute guy sits next to me.
Yeah.
At first he said like, hey, which I just was like, oh, he's just being nice. But
Yeah.
I really genuinely thought nothing of it. Like,
Right.
I feel like when you're on the plane, you just want to be in your mode. You just want to put on like a good movie, like did not look cute. I'm in sweats, whatever. And funny enough, this like weird noise goes off in the plane. And I was so annoyed. I was like, oh my God, what is that? And he was like, I don't know, but it better not happen the whole flight. I know this sounds so weird and like whatever, but he said that. And then I was like, all right, well, he's talking to me.
Yeah.
I might as well ask him my usual question.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like, were you in LA for Thanksgiving? Like, do you have family out there? I swear to God, we talked the whole flight.
Oh my God.
Like I watched a movie, but we were like kind of talking during the movie too.
Okay.
And then we shared an Uber home. It's the whole thing.
Oh.
And then he was like, do you want to go out? Because he lives here in New York.
Yeah.
So we have a date on Thursday.
Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna need to tap back in after that happens.
I know, but
no, legit, like the plane is kind of one of the
no, but it was so funny because I was like, wow, I'm literally like no makeup, in my glasses, in sweats. He's talking to me. He's giving me his number. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, just lean in it. Just do it.
Just flow
it. Just go with it.
Oh my God, I love
But
that.
yeah, so I mean, I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah.
But I also am very like, I want to get my hopes up. Like, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So.
No, I love that.
But it's back to the story of like, you literally never know.
Yeah.
Even if nothing comes from it, like, I just think
at
it's
least you put yourself out there
Yes.
and like you don't feel like a missed opportunity there.
Right.
Totally.
Exactly.
And so what else have you kind of been like experiencing in the past like few months?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Like, who else have you been seeing? Have you been seeing anyone? Has it been like desert dry? Like,
I feel like it's been a little bit of a desert, but I'm very like, I like to get excited about like the people I do meet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. As I said, I feel like I struggle because sometimes I do like to have my fun, but then I'm like, oh, that kind of takes away from like actually finding someone that I do want to date. I know this has been my internal struggle forever,
Sure.
but it's part of dating, you know?
Yeah.
Feeling all the different feelings and
you mentioned like, okay, it doesn't matter, like I could be interested in guys or girls or whoever.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like there's a difference in dating one or the other?
yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. I definitely have more experience dating guys, but I'm also very, as I said, like if the vibes are there, why not? and I've definitely have felt certain vibes with girls before. Truthfully, I'm scared to date girls. Like, it's scary. It's intimidating. I think we're complicated. Like, I get it. Like, we're a lot.
way more emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
So I think when it comes to like dating women, from what I've like understood from my friends who do it, it's like relationships move a lot quicker.
Yes.
People
100%.
talk way more openly about how they feel.
Yeah.
Like it's not as like cat and mouse as it is like dating men. It's much more open. And I think that is like intimidating for people who are so used to like kind of
having the chase. Or,
exactly.
The fun games, the flirting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely flirting involved, but yeah, as you said, because it's so emotionally heavy, like I'm very open. Like I'll talk about emotions. It's just, maybe it's because I've never really fully done it, and it's just like you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have experience in it. I'm still open.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's easier in person, and then just go from there. Like
Totally.
if the vibes are there.
So if somebody's listening and it's like, yes.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. Okay, cool. There was somebody that you met like through one of our events that, but I am curious, like if anything ended up happening.
Which one are we talking about? Like, I think the friend vibes are there.
Okay.
I think we hit it off and we have a lot in common, but I don't know if the chemistry is there. But I'm not opposed to like hang out and see where it goes.
Yeah.
We're actually supposed to hang out soon, so.
Okay, I was wondering because I kind of.
We'll say.
I kind of thought. I was like, oh, okay, maybe.
You're waiting for a drinks first couple.
It's happened already.
Really?
Oh my God, somebody's engaged.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Guys.
Damn. I thought I was the first.
I move in silence. There have been many. There have been
That's amazing.
many.
Wow.
I mean, there have been a lot of people who've like hooked up, obviously.
I mean,
which like,
guilty.
so people ask me like what success looks like with drinks first, and I'm like, well, I started this when I was 22.
Yeah.
Success at 22 looks very different than it does at 28 now.
Yeah.
So like, when people would ask me about success when I was younger, I was like, I'm just happy that people are fucking. Like, that's a good thing.
Well, also
like,
it depends what your goal is. Like, if you are just wanting to have a fun hookup,
I never promise anyone that you're gonna find the love of your life. I'm like, what I will promise is like you will meet people.
Yes.
Like it is. Yes. I've always believed that people make the best decisions for themselves and to who that they are most drawn to.
Yeah.
So when I ask people their type and things like that, like you can always keep it in the back of your mind. But like I never consider myself a matchmaker. So I'm like. Even our dinners.
You're just so good at it. It just, everyone in the room does it automatically.
I think it's about curating the right room.
Yes.
But I'm never thinking like this person and this person would get along really well.
Yeah.
I will never make that assumption.
You've been surprised with the people that I've gotten along with.
Exactly. I've been really surprised by the people you've gotten along with, and I wouldn't necessarily have put you with those people. Right. But I think you know yourself best.
Right. 100%.
Like I don't know the inner workings of your mind, and I don't know what conversations you're having with people. And like we just said, attraction totally varies by like
100%.
How good their person. They could be the hottest person in the room, but if they have a personality like a rock, like they're less attractive. So it's really all about that banter and that connection. And at the end of the day, like I'm not the one who can say like you and you would be a great match. So I care more about like putting people in a room that would really like kind of have similar vibes and morals and values and like just want to connect on like a more human level. And that's what happens. And I can never predict like the kinds of people who end up connecting. I can always say like, oh, like I feel like you know,
guys are vibing.
You guys are vibing, or like you might vibe. You might have like you have similar personalities, or maybe you're from the same place, or maybe you're in a similar industry. You should talk, but it's never like premeditated. And like, oh, very rarely is it premeditated where I'm like, oh, you two should really meet. But there have been drinks first couples, and
that's amazing. I aspire to be that.
A lot of people I don't know.
Oh.
At all. Like, at all. That's actually the majority of people. Because every once in a while, I'll, like, put a call out on Instagram being like, tell me about like somebody you met at Drinks First or
Yeah.
like whatever. And people have been in like month-long relationships with like people that they met. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are. Like I was at a party.
Well, because you have a lot of guests.
There are a lot of
come
people.
To your different
A lot
events.
of people that circle in and out. Like, to my knowledge, nearly 20,000 people have like been in and out of the Drinks First
Do
ecosystem.
they ever DM you and being like, oh, this person's cute? Like,
oh, like for other people? Yeah, 100%. Oh my God, if I'm posting event photos, people will be like, who is that? Like,
that's amazing.
Oh my God, there's this one girl who's really lovely. I'm sure you've met her before because she's come to some stuff. I like posted her photo recently from one of our events. This guy like slid into my DMs and was like, who is this girl? Like, I need to meet her. And I sent her the screenshot and she was like,
oh gosh.
She was like, yeah, he like tried to match me on Hinge. I don't know about it. And then he like DM'd her. He like he tried to match her on Hinge. He like tried reaching out through me. And he didn't seem like a creepy, weird guy.
Yeah.
I think maybe he just got into his head that like, this is my girl.
This is the one.
I don't know. She never said to me that she wanted to connect with him, so I never gave him.
It's such a fine line.
Yeah.
Now. It's so fine. Like,
I never gave him her information, but he somehow found her somehow else. And like, she told me that, and I was like, I never gave your information out, like not without your consent or knowledge.
Right.
And she was like, I'm dead. Like, it's just funny how persistent he
funny.
is. But no, like, even their guys, like, one time I posted, oh my God.
What?
Well, you, okay.
Tell me.
I posted this one video of these two guys who had come to one of our dinners, and then they.
Oh, I think I know what video this is. Yes,
it's like our most viral video on like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
I probably gained thousands of followers from that video. The guys in that video gained so many thousands of followers from that video. They were like two guys who met each other at a Drinks First event. They were like, we're really good friends. We travel together now, like whatever. And they're both good looking dudes. They're really sweet dudes. Literally, one of them like really got thirsted after. They're both very good looking, but one of them like really got more attention.
Yeah.
And he had like Sports Illustrated models hitting it up. James Charles slid into his DMs.
No way.
Like,
okay,
literally.
where's my moment? Y'all better slide in the DMs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know who's watching, and a lot of people.
True.
And I really don't know how much of a catalyst Drinks First has been to people's relationships.
Yeah.
Because I won't know until someone tells me.
Right. I keep you updated.
That's true, and I appreciate that. I quite literally was like at one of my events. This guy I had never seen before in my life came up to me, and he was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that like I brought a friend with me to an event like over a year ago, and the first guy she met at that event, she's getting engaged to.
Wow.
I was like, I've never seen you in my life.
You're like, great.
I was like, that's amazing. Like,
that's insane.
That's insane. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
So
this is why you 30 under 30, because you know how to mix and mingle all these different people.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about, like before we wrap up? Is there anything that we haven't touched on? Owen, any questions?
Yeah, any good questions that go viral?
Any crazy date stories?
I don't have crazy.
Bad dates, best dates.
I have a bad date on my part.
What happened? If you want to share.
Okay, it's actually kind of funny. I mean, okay, we met on Hinge. Fine, whatever. I think this was our second date. This was a long time ago, by the way. I'm a little prone to fainting. I probably don't hydrate enough, but that's besides the point.
Same.
We're at MoMA Museum, and you know how the PS1, like there's parts that are like downstairs, like no windows, like downstairs. And it was like really hot one summer, and I just fully passed out on the date.
No.
It was bad. It was
my
bad.
God,
But
what
it was
did they
kind
do?
of funny. I mean, he felt really bad, and I felt bad for putting him in that situation. But I was just like, is there like a Shake Shack nearby? Like, can I just get a burger?
I need like my blood sugar
I just
up.
need like, something. But yeah, we never talked ever since.
Oh no. I feel like that's not your fault.
It was not my
though.
fault.
Like,
I think we just didn't vibe for other reasons.
Yeah.
But then probably
Then that happened,
That
and you're
happened,
like-
and I was just like, yeah,
never mind.
never mind. It's just not worth it.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we do a segment called Shots.
Oh, so like speed questions.
Speed questions.
Oh gosh.
And I'm gonna ask you to like drink as I'm asking you the questions.
Okay.
All right, are you ready to do some shots? Okay,
Party
Pepsi
on
or
it.
Coke?
Neither. Sprite.
Drink.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delivery or sit down restaurant?
Sit down restaurant. Oh shit.
Just keep drinking.
Like,
Bus or train?
train.
Country or city?
City.
Morning or night?
Night. Oh my god. I'm not good at this.
Call or text?
Neither. FaceTime. I like FaceTime. Both. I don't know.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
What's your typical Sunday?
Oh. It's usually like I say low key, but I like to sleep in, maybe go to Pilates, hit a gallery or museum, and then go to dinner with a friend.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice full day. Okay.
What's your favorite season?
Spring or summer?
What is your favorite song at the moment?
Okay, well, Wicked's been going on, so true. Defying Gravity, probably. I've been holding space for Defying
We've
Gravity.
been holding space. Okay, drink. Rate yourself out of 10.
Oh, 8.
If you had a boat, what would you name it?
Ooh. Oh, that's hard. I don't like this. I don't know what I'd name it. Well, my nickname is like, so maybe that, like a little flirty, a little fun, but
We'll
also
blurt
my
out your name.
Oh. But
take
it
that
makes
out.
sense because, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't use that.
Yeah, we'll cut that one out. Unless you have another name.
I don't.
Okay, well,
That would be mine.
thank you so much for
Thanks
joining
for
us.
having me.
This was so fun.
So fun.
If you're interested in matching with our guest, you can go to our Instagram at drinks.first. The link in bio, there's a form to match. It'll also be in the link description of the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
This is so
for
fun.
having me.
Yay.
So fun.
Yay.